Alright, hello everyone. This is just a continuation of my Wingbeat math video from before. With the addition of this funny looking guy over here, we have eaten so much. I don't have Wingbeat Ishmael, and I really wish I had her because holy shit, Wingbeat havers are eating really good with this one guy's addition. Like, it's crazy. Alright, so some assumptions that I talked about before, but I'll just reiterate again, is the fact that I'm assuming that this is just 2% SP loss, aka you will be losing 2 SP every single roll, and this one will be losing 1 SP every single roll. Yes, you can roll 1s and 2s every now and then, but it's fine. The probability will just lie in between these two, so it's really whatever. And then I'm also going to talk about adding one Ring Yisang. I'm also going to talk about adding one Butler Faust and one Ring Yisang. I'm going to use Quick Suppression here at 45 SP for my control because this is the chance of you getting all of them as hits, 77%, right? And for base Honglu Ego, I am unsure if it works because if it did work, right, then Wingbeat should definitely be way easier to get all 7 hits. Like Honglu's Ego is actually insane if it actually worked, but from my own testing and some other people's testing, it doesn't work. But I've also heard reports of people saying that it does work, so I really don't know what the hell's going on with the base Honglu Ego, and I'm a bit busy right now, so I can't really go and test it thoroughly. So yeah, for now you can assume this ego does not exist for the base Honglu ego. I will just talk about some of the old math and some of the in-between math pretty much. And if you don't care about the math, don't worry, I'll dumb it down for you. Right. So the SP here, right? This is like the if you have no passives at all and you just straight up use this ego, right? You pay 25 SP from 45 SP and you end up with 20. And then after that, what happens is that you start losing SP once you start reusing that second coin. So the odds of you getting all of these as hits is going to be 5%. This is assuming you are losing 2 SP every single time you reuse, alright? And then over here we have losing 1 SP every single time you reuse. The number is going to be pretty similar. It's going to be about 6%. So if you get 1s and 2s anywhere in between, you will just end up in between these two numbers here. This is the absolute worst case, this is the absolute best case. Right, so yeah, having a 5% chance of rolling all of the hits, that was complete dog water, is why I didn't recommend anyone go and get this ego. But then this guy came into my life and all things have changed. Ring Yi-sang adds a whopping 9 SP if you meet all conditions, and the conditions are not even hard. The condition is you need 3 negative effects, and bleed can be counted as one of them, and there's a bonus line where if the target has bleed, you heal additional SP. You want to know what's funny? Wingbeat will apply bleed before it even starts triggering the support passive. So it will settle the bleed by herself, and she will add 1 negative effect for herself. So all you need to do is make sure that you have 2 other statuses on the target. It has to be syncing for Butler Faust, so that could be the other one. Or you could use like any of the billions of other negative effects in the game. Burn, Tremor, Defense level down, Weakness exploited, Declared duel, Vengeance mark, Butler's mark, like all of these things all work for the purposes of this support passive here. And being so versatile, right, you can super easily trigger this passive. So you can always assume that this passive is always going to hit. The only limitation it has is that it only heals your SP twice. And if it was any more than twice, it would be broken. Because with just one Ring Yi-sang, my SP goes from 20 to 29 and then to 36, assuming you lose 2 SP. 37 if you assume is 1 SP, right? And then from there you will decrease by 2, and then from there you decrease by 1, ending up with a 20% chance here and a 24% chance here. That is 4 times the chance of rolling hits with just one character support passive, and I talked about it. It's really easy to hit. You know what this passive requires? It is 4 lust own, which means that whatever team comp you slap this in, you can probably get that lust requirement, unless you somehow ended up with a team that has no lust generation at all. So yeah, it's really easy to hit this in many different ways, including the energy owned, and the reward is a significant increase in probability. And then we slap on Butler Faust. Butler Faust also kind of doubled the chance by herself, but then if you combo it with Ring Yi-sang, you get a crazy combination of sanity right now. What happens is that from 20, right, assuming you hit these 2 conditions here, including this one, which is a little bit trickier. It's 5 sinking and it will trigger 4 times, so you need to have at least 4 count. But if you can get it, it's going to be 32 SP, then 42 SP, and then 43, 44, 42, 40. This is assuming you're losing 2 every single time. So this ends up with a 38% chance. Really good stuff compared to this and this, right? And then for the best case scenario, you end up with a 40% chance. Look over here, you actually get into the 45 range sometimes, right? From 18, from the 10s area, we go into the 30s area, and then we go into the 40s area if we add this one extra passive here. So yeah, your probability is getting a massive increase. I did the math here. It is 6 times, 6.37 times the chance compared to not having a single passive. And it's about double the chance if you just use Ring Sang only. So Butler Fast is also doubling it from here. So yeah, definitely use both passives, because 42% chance is, well, far away from 77%, right? But the payoff, right, is a 7 coin, right? You can't really compare a 7 to a 5 in terms of damage output. 40% chance to hit all of these 7 is going to definitely out damage Rip Space and Dither, no matter what situation. Even if you apply like what, Slash Fragility or regular Fragility, you pretty much will be applying your own Fragility with Wingbeat. You will be taking advantage of other Slash Frages as well as other Fragilities by yourself. So you will be getting more damage no matter what situation, because they are all slashing attacks. And then if we compare with Quick Suppression, it will just have to be whether the enemy is weak to Envy, whether it's weak to like Piercing or whatever. Like there's a lot of different situations, but Quick Suppression is a beast of a move, and this is on one of our Season 1 IDs. So yeah, they definitely made Rabbit Heathcliff super strong, because every time a new Heathcliff gets released, right, it always gets compared to this guy right here. But yeah, I just want to say that this damage output is crazy strong, right? So much so that now that with all of these hoops here, if you're able to meet all of them, you now have a 40% chance of getting a crazy high payoff. I want to go back to some of my advantages and disadvantages that I talked about before. So what happens with this, right, is that I was essentially saying, because of this like 5%, 6% chance of rolling all hits, this ego is kind of dog water, because like, why would I pay resources just to not hit the 7 coins? Or even 5 coins? It's not very likely. Like 5 coins by itself is still going to be like what, a 14% chance pretty much. It's not great. But now with the probability becoming like a 40-ish% for 7 hits, and the hits chance is respectable. It's about what, 0.46, 0.48. It's about 50%. I can take that gamble. I am willing to gamble to get a pretty huge amount of damage. And like I said before also, this ego is actually relatively cheap, and it has the advantage of being an ego, which means you can use it anytime you want, right? You can use it whenever you want, instead of cycling through all of your skills in order to get your skill tree, because once you use Rip Space, you have to go through a bunch of rips, a bunch of leaps in order to get back to your Rip Space. So this ego has that advantage in that it's an ego, so you can use it whenever you want. So this ego is, yeah, it's back. It's back just because of this happy boy over here who decided that, hey, let's just make this guy so strong that we should consider nerfing him, and then let's not nerf him, and then just give everyone a free 10 pull, which is like, yay for me. Like, damn. Oh, this character, man. I was here when the Ring Sang drama was here, and I just kept winning no matter what. Wingbeat, I kept winning. The actual character on the field, I keep winning. This character is just crazy. I love this character so much, and the fact that they are not nerfing him at all, right? They just pull back all of those nerfs. It means that this SP here is going to hit. Oh, yes. I am so happy with all of the outcomes in the recent days. Pretty much you can summarize all the outcomes in like the recent days, right? As they wanted to nerf Yisang, and then they said nah, and then they gave me a 10 pull for my troubles, and then they also made like Wingbeat crazy good because of this passive. They also made the Yisang crazy good because he's Yisang, I guess, and he's a ring character. He's not even a docent according to some of you. He's just a student, right? So that's like one of the lower tiers, and he's this broken. Like, what's a docent and a Maestro going to be in the future? By the way, Virgilius beat a Maestro. So, holy shit, how strong is Virgilius? You know, the power level here is crazy right now. It's actually insane. So, yeah, we're definitely not getting a Maestro anytime soon, first of all. But yeah, this guy is he's very good in many areas in this game, and this is just one of those. So yeah, in summary, you now have a 6 times higher chance if you add all of these passives together, and that is actually a pretty good chance for gambling. And if you love gambling and you love seeing huge green numbers on the enemy, then this is definitely the way to go if you are a Wingbeat Ishmael enjoyer. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video pretty much. The math I double checked with the Limbus help, so it should be correct, but if I did any errors, feel free to let me know. And if you have any of your own team comps that you've been running recently using this as well as this combo here, feel free to let me know so I can go and give it a try. I haven't really thought about the ideal team comps for this yet, because honestly, it's very flexible. All you need is Lust own, Gloom own, and then a source of sinking somewhere. You can use Rhymeshank twice, you can use Rhymeshank plus Lychee Rodion, you can use Molar Ishmael because she was a really strong option in order to maintain the sinking, and you can also trigger Tremor, and then Tremor will stay forever because Molar Ishmael does not remove Tremor, so that means that you will get one free negative effect for your Ring Sun. So it's like, yeah, like Molar Ishmael is probably a really good option, but I don't know what you guys are running as well. Maybe there's a better option somewhere. Yep. Alright, so that's gonna be it. That's all. Thanks guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.